This is Ben. He did everything right, locked in what everyone calls a good deal, and still fell behind. He got a raise, his life got smaller. That's not bad luck, that's a chain reaction. Here are Ben's numbers. Raise after taxes, plus 120 per month. Sounds good, right? Now watch. Rent renewal, plus 180. Insurance, plus 60. Groceries, plus 90. CPI says inflation is cooling. Ben's autopay says it's doing cardio. Ben didn't get a raise, he got a subscription to higher bills. In 8 minutes, you'll see the one mechanism that makes housing carry inflation into everything, and in 90 seconds, you'll see the exact reset that hits first. This isn't CPI inflation, this is monthly payment inflation. The kind you feel in your bank app, not the kind you read in headlines. Official numbers say inflation is around 3%, cooling down, almost normal. But housing doesn't move like gas prices. It doesn't drip. It resets in chunks, and each reset becomes your new baseline. Headlines measure averages, your landlord measures your pulse, and here's the twist: homeowners aren't safe either. Turn on any financial news channel. Analyst on TV says inflation is coming down, soft landing, everything stabilizing. But Ben opens his bank app, his bills keep rising. That's the gap, scoreboard versus your autopay. Your real life isn't a government basket, it's 3 giant bills: housing, insurance, debt. Shelter inflation is still running above the overall rate. That's slower than last year, but it's not zero, and it compounds on last year's increases. CPI is a report, autopay is a verdict. Now let me show you the mechanism that creates this gap. Here's the reset that hits first, and it's the one most people miss. Inflation doesn't drip, it resets in big jumps on renewal dates. Watch Ben's calendar. His rent didn't rise 1% a month for 12 months. It flatlined, completely stable. Then month 13, renewal notice arrives, plus 15%. Boom, one jump, new baseline. Picture a staircase, not a ramp. Flat, 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 then step up. Flat, 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 then step up again. Same pattern with insurance. One email, your new premium is ... boom, new baseline. Here's the banana version. You're not paying one extra banana each month, you're paying a whole new banana stack after one renewal. And that stack doesn't shrink, it becomes the floor for next year. Inflation doesn't whisper, it shows up as an email subject line: this is the reset machine. And housing spreads inflation through reset packets, rent, insurance, taxes, HOA fees. Each one hits on its own schedule. Each one locks in a new baseline. Next, I'll show you how this spreads through the entire jungle. Now watch how rent spreads. Ben pays more rent. He has fewer bananas left. He cuts spending. But Ben isn't alone. His coffee shop pays rent too. His gym pays rent. His grocery store pays rent. Businesses also face rent resets. They raise prices, cut staff. Some close entirely. When rent takes more bananas, fewer bananas are left for everything else in the jungle. You can cancel streaming. You can't cancel shelter. That's why rent is the first domino. It's monthly and non-negotiable. Now watch what happens to the people who thought they escaped. Maybe you're thinking, I bought a house, I locked in my rate, I'm safe. Not so fast. Fixed mortgage, check. Unfixed everything else, big X. Insurance, up. Taxes, up. HOA, up. Repairs, up. Insurance alone is now around $3,500 a year. That's $1,000 more than 4 years ago. Then add taxes, HOA, repairs. Each one resets on its own schedule. Fixed mortgage is great until you meet the unfixed everything else. The housing trap becomes the inflation trap. You're locked in, but still paying more. Now here's what this looks like in real life. 1 month, Ben checks his mail, 3 envelopes. First envelope, insurance renewal, plus 12%. Second envelope, property tax reassessment, plus 8%. Third envelope, HOA annual adjustment, plus 6%. 3 resets, 1 month, 3 new baselines. Ben didn't experience inflation, he experienced renewals, stacked on top of each other. This is why the official number feels fake. It measures averages across millions of people. Your mailbox measures what happens to you. Now let's talk about interest rates. The Fed has started cutting, but rates are still elevated compared to a few years ago. Here's the problem. Higher rates made new mortgages expensive. Buyers couldn't buy. Owners wouldn't sell because they'd lose their cheap, locked-in rates. When homeowners don't sell, supply freezes. When supply freezes, rent becomes the pressure valve. More demand chasing fewer available units. Rent stays elevated. And businesses borrow at higher rates too. They pass those costs through to you. Rates are the medicine, with side effects listed on page 47. Rates fight inflation, but they also lock housing in place. short-term pain that keeps the pressure on. Now you're wondering, if inflation is cooling, why does housing stay hot? Because renewals hit in waves. January, March, June, different leases, different timelines, not all at once. People can't move easily. Moving costs money. Breaking leases costs money. The lock-in effect keeps supply tight. And here's the kicker. Landlords cut rents only when forced. Insurers rarely cut premiums. Taxes almost never go down. Housing doesn't cool. It just takes a break between renewals, so what triggers the next wave? Here's your prediction framework. Forget headlines, watch calendars. Trigger 1. Insurance renewal season. Most policies renew once per year. When yours hits, expect a jump. Trigger 2. Fed rate decisions. Even cuts can reheat demand. More buyers competing means more price pressure. Trigger 3. Job market weakening. When people lose jobs, they double up. Roommate waves change demand patterns. Trigger 4. Property tax reassessments. Local governments need revenue. Your home value went up, so does your tax bill. Want to predict the next inflation wave? Watch calendars, not headlines. Inflation doesn't arrive on breaking news, it arrives on due dates. Let's check back on Ben. His paycheck went up about 4% this year. Real wage growth after inflation? Under 1%. But his housing-related costs? Up double digits when you stack rent, insurance, and utilities. The math doesn't math. His debt gets heavier because rates are still elevated. His savings get skipped. Emergency buffer shrinks month by month. Here's the real definition of inflation for people like Ben. Inflation is not just prices rising, it's options disappearing. Fewer choices, less flexibility, more fragility. Ben's budget isn't lazy, it's just outnumbered. Now, let's talk about what you can actually do. Step 1. Know your reset dates. When does your lease expire? When does insurance renew? When do property taxes reassess? Mark them all on one calendar. Step 2. Build liquid bananas. 3 to 6 months of expenses. Cash you can access fast, not locked in retirement accounts. Step 3. Avoid fragile debt. Variable rate loans become time bombs when resets hit. Lock in what you can. Step 4. If you rent, negotiate early. Consider longer lease terms. Strategic roommates can split the load. Step 5. If you own, shop insurance every single year. Build a maintenance reserve before the repair bill arrives. Your budget doesn't need motivation, it needs a calendar. Don't follow headlines, follow your renewals. Ben wasn't unlucky, he got hit by a reset wave. Same wave hitting millions of others right now. And this trap is getting worse. Rent is becoming the new mortgage, the thing you pay forever, the thing that never builds equity, the thing that resets against you. Next video. The 2025 housing trap is getting worse. Rent is the new mortgage. Don't follow the herd, follow the math.